was compared to Drexler when the two met in the finals. Drexler said it was obviously all from Jordan's perspective since it was his documentary. The Hall of Famer also said it's a team game and not an individual competition, and added this quote, "I didn't take 35 shots and get 20 free throws a night, so I wasn't going to score 40 points a night." Shannon, you like what Drexler said?
I did, Skip. I mean, because, you know, look, like Clyde said, and like a lot of people said, this documentary was supposed to be The Last Dance, but basically it was a kind of a biographical, autobiography of Michael Jordan. And so it's from his perspective and all his highlights, and he bashed a lot of people. And Clyde was like, hold on, wait a minute. Now, I'm not saying I'm your equivalent, but I wasn't fettuccine either. I was on the dream team. I'm an all-NBA player, if I'm not mistaken, Skip. He's like, I've gone to finals, didn't win any, but I was an accomplished player in my own right. And I'm just not going to just sit here, and because every time someone came up, you know, it's like, well, the glove was no threat, and I was offended. Well, hell, if you were that offended and you nobody was a threat, why the hell you didn't win 14 championships? So clearly somebody played better. Oh, I forgot, the teams. Right, the team game. That's good. Don't do that, Skip. Don't do that. I can see you. You do realize I can see you, Skip, right? You do. I got a TV monitor. Unlike you, I have a TV monitor. I can see what you're doing. But, Skip, look, I understand Clyde, Skip, because you know you've been around this game too long, Skip. You know guys have pride, and guys will concede, yeah, this guy's better than me. Okay, fine. But when you just keep it openly and blatantly just like, oh, man, that guy was nothing. Like, wait a minute. I'm an all-star, too. I'm a 10, 11, 12-time all-star. I'm an all-NBA player. Yes, I went to the finals, didn't win, but come on, bruh. Don't just dismiss me like I was the 13th guy on the bench. And so for me, Skip, I was glad Clyde stood up for himself. And I guess from the documentary that was edited out, a lot of other people stood up for themselves too. But we didn't get an opportunity to see that. That did with Skip. Because The Last Dance supposedly been about the Chicago Bulls and The Last Dance. It turned into Michael Jordan's swan song. So that's neither here nor there about that. To his point about Kareem and Wilt, Skip, I don't know, for whatever the reasons are, we never give the big men the love that we give small guys. Maybe because they're big. As Wilt Chamberlain once says, no one roots for Goliath. Everybody always is praying and pulling for David. And I think that's what we have here, Skip, because these two big men, Kareem was 24-11 for a career, 6-time champ, 6-time MVP, more than any other player, Skip. And Wilt, Skip, I know we say Shaq's dominant, but nobody was more dominant than Wilt Chamberlain, Skip. Wilt Chamberlain averaged 30 points, 23 rebounds for a career. Skip, the guy got six 70-point games. The rest of the NBA got 5. And he has 118 50-point games. The next closest is Michael Jordan with 31. So the numbers that we see these guys, and Kareem is a 19-time All-Star. I don't know if we'll ever see anybody put up numbers like Wilt. But the big guy doesn't get any love, Skip, because they are big. Because everybody assumes you're supposed to do that because you are big.
Okay. So, I know Clyde Drexler little. I like Clyde Drexler a lot. But I am not going to let you, Shannon Sharp, use Clyde's jealousy of Michael Jordan to try to undercut the Jordan GOAT argument. That's what you're trying to do. See?
No,
there's another guy.
No.
There's another guy. Shannon, to use the oldest cliche in sports, I'm sorry, but Clyde couldn't carry Michael's jockstrap.
Don't do that, Skip. Don't do that, Skip.
That's the gap. That's the gap between Clyde Drexler and Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Clyde did win. He did win the one finals. Remember when he was back in Houston?
Oh, yeah, with Houston. With Houston, yes.
But,
yeah.
Okay, but he won it because Michael was playing baseball. He played in 2 others, and unfortunately, he had to meet Michael head-to-head, and he got Michael right between the eyes because you know what happened before Game 1 of Bulls-Portland. Somehow Michael convinced himself that a guy who was no threat to him, Clyde Drexler, because by 92, Michael was universally acknowledged as the best player and certainly the best two-guard on earth.
Absolutely.
And all of a sudden, Michael convinced himself before Game 1 that somehow Clyde was being being built up by the media as beyond Michael Jordan. And remember what he did? All I have to do is do this and do this and do this, because he did it 6 times. He hit 6 threes in the first half. And Shannon, that's the same Michael Jordan who averaged taking 3 threes a game that year. He attempted 3 a game, 3.1, and he made 6 in the first half just to say, watch this clock.